Hello everybody, it's Jeffrey, and I'm back with a Bible story just for you. The other day I was in church and we were learning about talents and the talent that you might have, whether you can sing, dance, juggle, preach, teach, draw, whatever your talent is. We're going to talk about Matthew chapter 25 verses 14 through 30. There's a lot of verses, so what I thought I would do is just read a story, and it covers these verses. But afterwards, I want you to look up Matthew 25, verses 14 through 30, okay? Now, this is the parable of the talents. Let's read this here. One day, Jesus told a story to teach people to use their gifts. A man was going on a long journey, and he called his servants and asked them to take care of his things while he was gone. He gave the first servant 5 talents of money. He gave the second man 2 talents. He gave the third man 1 talent. Each servant was given something precious. The first servant with 5 talents used his money and got 5 more. The second servant used his 2 talents and made 2 more. The third servant dug a hole and hid the talent. He was afraid of losing it. When the master returned, he was very happy with the first 2 servants. He gave them even more things. But he was angry with the third man because he was lazy and did nothing. The third servant left with nothing. And this is the parable of the talents. The important thing about this is do not waste what God has given you. And again, this is Matthew chapter 25, verses 14 through 30. You might have a talent that God has given you, something that only you can do, and you can use that talent for God, or you can just hide it away and don't do anything for God with it. But it's important to use your talents. Important to use the talents that you have to reach others for God. There have been times that I say to myself, what talent do I have? What can I do for God? What little thing can I do? Is it even worth me even trying to contribute, to do anything? You know, I'll feel insignificant and like I'm not worth anything. And should I even bother to try and do anything? Well, I want to tell you about the nail. Okay, there's a little story I read a long time ago, and it goes like this. For want of a nail. For want of a nail, the shoe was lost. For want of a shoe, the horse was lost. For want of a horse, the rider was lost. For want of a rider, the message was lost. For want of a message, the battle was lost. For want of a battle, the kingdom was lost. And all for the want of a horseshoe nail. And that just goes to show that even the most insignificant thing, anything, can make a difference. We were learning yesterday again about what gifts and talents we have. And we were likened unto, if you have a fancy car, but you can't see the piston in the car because it's inside. But if that piston goes, the whole car don't work. So I thought about the nail, the story for want of a nail. We are like that. One little nail can affect all this other stuff. If you don't have the nail, you can't use the shoe. You don't have the shoe, you can't use the horse. You don't have the horse, it goes on and on. It's like a domino effect. One thing affects the other. And even if you are small and are just a nail, that doesn't mean that you can't contribute and reach others for Christ. You are just as important as everybody else out there. And you can easily use your talents to reach others. So whether you are just a nail or you're a big person in a little pond, you know what I mean? you can contribute, and God can and will use you if you let Him. So that's it for today. I hope you liked it. Talk to you next time.